Borings, or rainforest pockets, were cleared pockets in the thick 50-meter tall ancient tropical rainforest of Gondwana. The Bummer rainforest people, my people, maintained the borings as such campsites, work and living areas for ceremonial or ritual use. Some pockets were in use all year round, and some less regularly, as we, the Bummer, traverse through Bummer homelands to visit the edible bounty our country offered seasonally, to go on walkabout and to meet the neighbouring tribes in ceremony or storytelling lessons that might last for weeks, months, depending on the information that was needed to be shared. Borings were varying sizes and were always well sited to abundant food and water resources. We ate and drank directly from the wild food and water sources. The borings and connecting footpaths have been developed over millennia to a fine and intricate weave across the landscape, interconnecting tribal communities to interact, ceremonies such as births, deaths, marriages, sessions in storytelling through song and dance, as was the tradition of partnership or marriage as we know it, were formed across tribal boundaries, forming strong cultural and altruistic bonds across the country. The Gudja, white ghosts, or colonial settlers started moving from the accessible coastline lands around Gimoy, Cairns, along the ancient footpaths up the Kuranda range, in expeditions to find new land to settle for farming. The parties would come into the borings, no doubt a welcome relief from the sun shining, handy fresh water supplies, a chance to light a fire and dry out from the treacherous expeditions of weeks gone by, of leeches, biting insects, and a place to set up a permanent camp. Along with the rainforest borings were some very fine campsites. They could be found all along the mighty Barn River and its tributaries, and we fought to the death for this land. When it started, we were 90,000 strong on this land, and within a short 30 years, our population was decimated to less than 100. We were massacred by guns, poisons, fire, hurled over cliffs, raped and tortured, and whoever survived, they were converted to religion. In 1913, when that Mana Mana mission was established, we retreated from our starvations and guns to rape and torture to our more remote and least used in forest borings, until even those were overwhelmed by the Gudjas, the white ghosts, for cattle holding yards, simply by fencing it. We were shot for just being who we are, the first and only caretakers of this particular area since our dream time began. In 1913, Australian government insisted the only solution was to herd my family into controlled missions. The next generation born in the mission, my father's generation, suffered a great loss of connection and to the stories and the fabric that has kept us prosperous, harkening back the prehistory as we, the Bummer, in this place, are the oldest continuous culture on Earth. And we are still here, in increasing numbers, surviving against your system that has always hindered us. This statement to the white man was, you will never assimilate me, you will never take my culture from me, and I will teach the values of this country till I pass, which he did. The clearing of the forest not only created havoc for us, but our rivers and all living creatures rely on it, and the interplay of the wet and the dry. This is the first time in the history of this rainforest hooved animals have created new waterways, erosions, and the loss of soils to the ocean, the sea. A plant, animal, fish, bird, reptile, amphibian, insect, weather or celestial bodies was given as a totem to everyone to ensure the spiritual connection of all living things that allows true harmony in the world that we live in. The dream time includes stories of morals and values, maps to move through our lands, how to manage our skies, lands, plants, animals, and waters. Every country is different. Ancestral stories of great humans now pass back to the land, which is our Bible. What is good to eat and how to prepare it. How to find medicines and treat ailments. The land shape is a reminder of our ancestral past and a spiritual connection that guides us into the future.
Uluru shows his power. The waters begin to rise. What have I done? The fisherman sees Dummery, a son of Uluru, standing at the water's edge. Dummery knows the law has been broken. The sea is still rising. Dummery knows what he must do. Go to the mountains. Dummery told the bummer, the people, to gather the stones. Dummery picked up the red-hot boulders and threw them into the sea. The rocks flew as far as Gungai, Yarrabah in the south, and Buyuwala, Port Douglas, in the north. Dummery saw that his work was good. He stopped the waters from rising and swallowing the land.
The land was not settled by the Europeans until the late 1800s. It has only been 100 years since the removal of my people through death or incarceration, including the site of the historically zoned Barnwell property, KUR-World project area. We have not had a chance to re-enter the land to retrieve artifacts and to note sacred sites and areas of cultural significance to the original people and its descendants for future reference to our heritage, our history, and our connection to Bulway country. We, the Bulwanji, the Bama of Bulway country, we do not support the rezoning and the urbanisations of the Barnwell 12 rural titles. As we see it, a rich man will go to any means at the expense of our environment, our heritage, our connection, our way of life for $1. While my people here in Kuranda go through the same torments of past real estates and pastoralist people. We're educated enough for you to deal with us in a sensible, direct fashion. So please enact your cultural heritage duty of care with regards to your development proposal.
Like who you love, don't want to be just like Gamore. I want to fly high in the sky and watch this world go floating by, floating right on by, floating by, floating right on by. Two brothers come sailing from the north, coming down by raft, past this place you know, called Goyawala. Goyawala, 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 Goyawala. I'm coming down Wangeti way, Wangajung where they gonna play, yes, with the law. Coming up Barren River, bringing laws to the people. Djabugay-Bulway-Yirrgay-Nyakali-Guluy, Nyakali. Yes, I see. I want to be just like who you are. Don't want to be just like the Maori. I want to fly high in the sky and watch this world go floating by, floating by. Come on, come on. Sitting on the banks was Guyala. It was to make that fire rise higher and higher. Hey, Damari, don't you stand. I want you to give me a hand. We gonna make this fire rise higher. Come on. Bury the name, bury the name. Bury the name, bury the name. Bury the name, bury the name. Bury the name. I want to be just like who you are. Don't want to be just like the Maori. I want